Hello friends and welcome. Today I am going to demonstrate how to do this stitch pattern, which is called the woven rattan stitch. This is the right side of the work. I have an example here of this is what it looks like on the wrong side. It kind of looks like garter stitch. I'm going to demonstrate today using Mixtape Yarn from Wool in the Gang. It's a super bulky weight, and I will be using US size 17 needles or 12mm needles. So the first thing that you need to do is to cast on an odd number of stitches, and then once you have done that, you're going to start on a wrong side row. Let me just push that back so that you have a better view. And you are going to purl 2 stitches together like this. Now, instead of pulling the stitches off, at this point you're going to leave the stitches on your left-handed needle, and then you are going to purl just the first stitch again. It's tricky to do this on camera, of course. And then after you've done that, then you can pull them off. So once again, you're going to purl 2 together, leaving the 2 stitches on the needle, the left-hand needle, and then you're going to just purl that very first stitch, and then you're going to pull it off. Okay, so here we go. Purl 2 stitches together, leaving them on the needle, and then just purl that first stitch. So let's see, here we go. Purl 2, and then just purl that first stitch again. So you'll do this for across the entire row, however many stitches that you have cast on, and just remember you have cast on an odd number of stitches. So again, that's purl 2, and then just purl the first one again, then you can pull them off. Okay, so now we've come to the end of the wrong side row. We have 3 stitches left. So again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to purl 2, purl 1, and because we cast on an odd number of stitches, we have 1 stitch left, and we always just knit the last stitch. Now you always knit that last single stitch whether you're working on the wrong side or the right side of the work. So now we're going to turn our work so we can work the right side of the work. So for the right side of the work, we're going to slip the first stitch, okay, then we knit 1, then we pass the slipped stitch over our knitted stitch. Oh, it's a bit too high. Okay, but don't drop this off, and then we're going to knit through the back loop. Okay, and then we pull it off. So again, we're going to slip the first stitch, knit 1, then we're going to pass the slip stitch over our knit 1 back to the left hand needle. We're going to leave it on there though, don't let it off, and then we're going to knit through the back loop. And as you can see, that's what creates this woven pattern. So again, that's slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over the knitted stitch onto the left hand needle, don't drop it off yet, then knit 1 through the back loop. Okay, get some more yarn out. Okay, so slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over the knitted stitch and don't drop it, knit 1 through the back loop, and then pull the slip stitch off. Slip 1, knit 1, pass over, don't drop it off, knit through the back loop. Okay, let's try this. So slip 1, knit 1, slip the slip stitch over the knitted slip stitch, keeping it on the needle, and then knit through the back loop. Okay, and then again we have this last stitch, and just like with the wrong side of the work, we always knit the last stitch. And that's how you do the woven rattan stitch pattern. Now the mixtape yarn that I'm using is a tape yarn, and it is a super bulky weight. You don't have to use tape yarn, and you don't have to use that weight of yarn either. I have an example here in this book. Here's what this stitch pattern looks with a finer weight yarn, and if you did this, of course, you would just need to adjust the needle size, but the pattern would be exactly the same. Anyways, I hope that was clear, and happy knitting, everyone.